I keep quoting you, and you tweeted it again. Hitler dismantled a democracy in 53 days. Um, I just said to Chris this morning. So, in addition to America's going to take over Gaza after ethnic
What the
cleansing,
hell?
he also threatened Ukraine. He said, unless you give us your minerals, we're not going to help you anymore. I mean, he is.
Look. Zelensky's already played that guy. All right? Zelensky was the first one to drop the hints that the minerals that he's looking for, rare earth minerals, large deposits of iron, or things like that, are in the Russian occupied parts of Donetsk and Luhansk. And that if we win, those contracts are open and available. Look, Ukraine was a pretty corrupt country before the war. Now they're not. Okay, you get arrested for even thinking about corruption. But Zelensky knows how to talk to a corrupt politician. You got to make it personal for
Yeah.
him to see
Yeah.
his cut.
He's
But
I mean, it
Gaza,
just occurred to me. He's extorting Zelensky again.
no, it's the other
Second
way
time.
around.
Right.
Zelensky's playing him like a fiddle, which
Yeah.
apparently anybody who has any interest can do. All you got to do is make a statement so that he can come out and lie. Now, let me
Yeah.
touch on this Gaza
He just
thing.
got pantsed by Mexico and Canada at the same time.
He did. The best part is how Mexico actually is decreasing their forces by 5,000 soldiers. They also had, Biden got Guatemala to put 1,200 soldiers on the border and close 10 checkpoints. Well, that's not part of the deal. This guy is just a loser. He just doesn't understand it because he is a demented old man. But I want to touch on Gaza real quick before we go any further. First off, to the third partiers who voted for Jill Stein and gave Michigan to Donald Trump, because I think they lost by 20,000 votes that these people flipped over onto, you have caused the literal ethnic cleansing of Gaza. You people who, the MAGA who said that they don't want wars, this is, somebody wrote today, Vietnam plus Iraq plus Afghanistan times 100 on cocaine.
I mean,
There's 2 million people that won't go.
you
They'll
wrote that
throw
you
rocks at you.
you literally wrote the book about what Putin, with Jill Stein's help, did in 2016. And I
Yes,
just
I
said to
did.
Chris, I said, I don't mean to sound like a liberal elitist, but I'm like, I really actually am surprised that liberals who tend to like to read books and stuff fall for Jill Stein.
Yeah.
Any of them. Again, she comes out every
Cornell
4
West,
years.
Jill Stein, all the rest. You know, no. And what's happened here? Get rid of that phrase, liberal elite. None of us are billionaires dismantling the government.
Yeah.
All right, the Nazi elite are
Yeah.
running the government right now.
Save
That's
t-
the phrase we should be using. Don't refer to him as an oligarch. Don't refer to him as a billionaire. Don't refer to him as the world's richest man. Refer to him what he wanted to be seen as 2 weeks ago, which is a Nazi who is now running the United States government. It took me 2 hours to log into the Social Security Administration today to get my Social Security bank statement. Kept coming up with errors at every turn. These people are, I'm going to quote the immortal words of Captain America. SHIELD is now Hydra, the Nazis. And I don't know who they are, but they're in the building.
I saved 2 tweets particularly for you. Not only is Trump
Christ.
calling home all USAID workers from around the world, basically ending it, decimating our intelligence gathering capabilities, he is offering buyouts to all CIA employees to end the CIA, except to help him go after the cartels. Putin cannot believe his luck. Would you call it luck, Malcolm Nance?
I heard you earlier. Nance's law of intelligence kismet. Coincidence takes a lot of planning.
Yeah.
A lot of planning. It's not just him. Let's just be honest. Jesus, it makes me want to puke even thinking this. Tulsi Gabbard will probably get confirmed today.
Yeah.
And she is suspected at all levels of working with Moscow. At all levels. She definitely works with the world's greatest dictators.
What
there.
happens? What
and
happens
she's going
when?
to be controlling 19 intelligence agencies.
So what happens?
Donald Trump offering buyouts to the CIA. This is the only thing I'm going to say about that. The only thing that I can say that's beneficial to this is anyone that takes that buyout is probably MAGA. There are the old guys, the old black guys who are buffing the floors from the GSA in there and have been there for 30 years, the deep state, as some people call it, they're not going to take that buyout. They want their pensions. Everyone will lose their pensions.
That's true.
Really dedicated human intelligence officers at the CIA, analysts,
Malcolm,
they're not going to take the buyout.
So
they're
what?
better
But what
than
happens?
their
What happens
opponents.
when Tulsi Gabbard gets confirmed and everybody stops sharing intelligence with us?
Well, we're just going to have to work around that because they are going to stop sharing. It'll be the end of the Five Eyes Agreement. And what it'll be, New Zealand, Australia, Canada, Great Britain will talk amongst themselves. And they will start cutting the United States out of whatever their best code-breaking. Let me tell you something. One of the best Russian spy operations that had been going during the Trump-Russia scandal was the Dutch. They had managed to get into the computers and look at the security cameras and see who was logging in that was helping Trump. That Dutch, they're going to shut that off tomorrow morning. If you're going to read anything, if U.S. intelligence is going to have to read the freaking Guardian to see what's going on in foreign agencies.
One last one on USAID. Paul said Trump's freeze on USAID is a betrayal of American values, a gift to Putin and China. People will die, jobs will be lost, global stability will be. This is what happens when a narcissist runs the country. Go ahead.
It's a dictator. All right. Again, we are using the wrong meta-narrative phrases. It is a dictator who has given a Nazi control of U.S. computer systems, which are all unsecured now, because we have people who've gone in there with their own servers, their own email servers, and a bunch of Hitler youth who are out there. And I'm not using these phrases unremarkably. I spoke at Auschwitz twice. And the last time they were saying, is this coming back? I saw that man make his Nazi salute, and these people are doing his bidding. USAID was invented by John F. Kennedy to show that America will be the world's greatest ally to poor and rich alike. And for this man to dismantle it, abandoning people overseas by the thousands, ceding to China. China now is going to be owning international aid. They'll own Africa within a year. China will be seen as the greatest friend to the world. We will be seen as a bunch of morons that we are.
Can I just say you're fantastic this morning? And I've been in radio. I'm, as you know, going half deaf from being from radio headphones for 40 years. I've had to turn my headphones down 5 times,
which is amazing.
He is literally the Garrett Morris news for the hard of hearing of the Stephanie Miller Show. But your piece, I urge people to read you on Substack. Trump's white supremacist dictatorship can write off. You just said in less than a week, Trump has upended the entirety of American civil rights. He has made white supremacy, racism, misogyny the official operating policies of the United States government. He put Elon Musk, an open fascist, in charge of the U.S. Treasury computer system. Now the entire U.S. economy is held hostage by a man that gives Nazi salutes. Hundreds of FBI agents, Justice Department lawyers are being summarily fired for investigating J6. Even the Defense Department, run by a drunk rapist frat boy from Fox News, has eliminated all public recognition of people who are not white. This cannot stand. America is going into the dark ages of American civil rights and quite possibly teetering on a civil war. Malcolm, for everybody that told us we were overreacting, I feel like we're underreacting. There is no overreaction to what's happening right now.
In the rise of Hitler, everyone was told they were overreacting.
Yeah. Yep.
Now, people are still saying, oh, don't make references to Nazi Germany. I'm sorry. I see it with my own eyes. We were warned. 2019, when I spoke at Auschwitz, the conference was called Never Again. Really? And it was about the rise of authoritarianism in America and around the world. We are openly teetering on the edge of fascism.